that's what I try to get these guys to buy into, is that it's about us, and the goal is to move forward. I mean, that's what our goal is. But one of the things I've told the team is I hope they'll remember the Tigers, the Auburn Tigers, because sometimes a bad memory can drive you to greatness. And let's don't forget what happens when we don't handle our business. When we don't maintain the killer instinct. When we don't make some plays that are there, when we have a little lull, so to speak, or whatever. Those are things we control. We focus on the things that we control as a team, and our job as coaches is to make, because it's about the players. It ain't about the coaches. I ain't throwing no passes or catching any or making any tackles or any kicks. It's about the players, and our job as coaches is to make sure that we give our players the opportunity to win, that we're putting them in position to make plays, and when they watch the film that they can see things that are within their control, and then get them to buy into preparing the right way. And I think our guys have done that. So, that's really what it's about. It's not any type of secret or formula or whatever. We're just trying to get better as a team and work on Clemson, and hopefully we can play well, Saturday.
Dabo, at what point do you expect or have you begin to see some separation with your wide receivers? Where do you?
Well, we've only played 3 games, and I think now we've kind of got it down to 6 guys, 7 that still playing a little bit, but which is not unusual to have in your core. And all of those guys have made big plays in 3 ball games. Every one of them have come through with a big play. But I think over the next 2-3 weeks, you'll see a little separation with some guys. I'd be surprised if you don't. Hopefully they all continue to make a contribution, and all can do well with whatever opportunities they get. But I think over the next 2 or 3 weeks, you'll see 3 or 4 guys that'll probably emerge a little bit more. But they.
Is there one guy that's solid now, or 2 guys that are pretty solid?
Well, I think it's still early to just say, hey, this is a guy. We've played 3 games, and we've really had one, real test. I think that we've continued to get better, and we're making improvement. We know we got some youth there. I think we got some really dynamic guys. I think we got talent, and I think you're going to see that as we continue to go here. But I think you've seen some flashes of that in every game. But as far as just saying, hey, this is the guy, we're not ready to do that yet.
Is their defense compared to Auburn's in terms of their quickness, their physical play? What do you see?
Well, I think Auburn was very good, very similar. Auburn was very good up front. So were these guys. Auburn had really good linebackers. So do they. I would say the edge goes to Miami in the secondary. Not that Auburn wasn't any good. It's just that I think Miami is outstanding in the secondary. And but they're both very physical and aggressive style play on defense. But Miami's had a tremendous amount of production in 3 ball games. They've played Pitt, they've played Ohio State. And they lead the nation in tackles for loss, and they're second in the nation in sacks. So I'd say they've had some success. They're number 1 in total defense in our conference. They're number 8 in total defense in our country. So it's a pretty big challenge for us.
Will you be surprised if you can't run against this defense?
It's going to be a tough order for us, but I'll be disappointed. I'll just say that. I'll be very disappointed if we can't, establish some kind of running game. We ran the ball very well against Auburn. I think we rushed for a little over 200 yards, and without the sacks, the 2 sacks there that coming off of it, but which was a huge key to the game and setting up some other things and establishing how we want to play. But you can't be the village idiot either. I mean, you got to. We'll have to do what we do, and if there's other opportunities present themselves because of maybe their style of play, then we'll take advantage of that. That's what our job is. But obviously, our goal going into every ball game is to try to establish some kind of running game to be able to play the way we want to play.
Yeah, about the 3 games with Miami since 04, I guess, all nail-biters, all OT. Is it because you guys go after the similar recruits? Are Miami and Clemson kind of similar teams in that respect?
I have no idea. I just know, when we played them, it's been what was it? 04 we had overtime, 05 overtime, triple overtime. Good Lord. And then last year down there, they just two good football programs that want to win, want to beat each other, and it's been a battle all the way to the finish every time we've played. But I don't expect anything different this weekend. Hopefully we can maybe find a way to win in regulation. That would be nice. But I don't really have an answer for that. Unusual.
Did you see that game last year as kind of a platform for your team, especially after?
Well, I think that was a real confidence booster for our guys, in really being able to put a run together. We were against the wall last year with the start that we had on the scoreboard, and we had to win 5 straight conference games, to clinch the division. Ended up going 6-2 in our conference play, and that was a tough task to achieve that. But and especially when you got to go down there to Miami and beat the highest ranked opponent we've ever beaten in Clemson history on the road, that was a big task for us, and I think a real confidence booster that we were growing up as a football team. You got to remember now, we had a freshman quarterback and a freshman center, and to be able to go down there and win and make the plays that we made and overcome the adversity that we had in the game, I think was a step in the right direction and a boost for the rest of the year.
Would it be fair to say that even though you want to attack and be aggressive on both sides of the ball, that there's a degree of patience you need to show in this particular game because they have 14 turnovers? Maybe they're prone to that kind of thing, making mistakes. Well,
one of the things that we've done a good job with is ball security. I think we're number 1 in the conference right now in turnover margin. That's one of our goals as a team. Statistically, I'm not a big statistic guy, but the turnover margin, I think that's a critical one. I know we won the turnover margin at Auburn and we lost, but that's a rare thing. Most of the time, if you're plus in the turnover department, you got a great chance of winning games. And unless you just far less talented or something like that than the opponent. But I think in this ball game, for us to continue to do a good job, we got to do a good job of continuing to make good decisions on offense, taking care of the ball. Kyle's done a great job, a really, really good job of not forcing some things. Offensively, let's be opportunistic, and hopefully, we can do a good job, force them into doing some things that maybe they don't want to do, create a little bit of one dimension type of deal, and then I think we got a good opportunity to get some turnovers. So, I know they've had some turnovers and all of that, but it doesn't have anything to do with this game.
Coach, you talked a little bit about their pass rush and how successful they've been getting to the quarterback. How much of that is scheme and how much is talent and guys just making plays?
A lot of talent. They have a good scheme. They have to get them lined up in the right spots, and they have to coach them the right way and teach them the proper techniques and all of those things. But, they got some good DNA lined up on that defensive line. Those 2 ends are good players, and they got several guys inside that are big, strong, physical guys that can make plays as well. But 35 is, he's a really good player. He really is. The kid behind him, 97, is a pretty guy. Tall and athletic, and run, jump around blocks. But they do a really good job. They bring pressures. They bring more pressures this year than they did last year. And so that can, they'll do some things to create some one-on-ones, where your back can't necessarily chip a guy. He's got to pick up his own guy. And so they create some one-on-ones with your tackles, and you got to do a good job of winning those matchups. But they're just really long and fast up front.
Dabo, it's almost October. Would you have expected one or two receivers to kind of step forward and take control by now?
Played 3 games. Played 3 games, and 2 of them were games that we really just physically controlled. So they can only produce with the opportunities that they get. We're not about building people's stats or this and that. We're about winning. And we played North Texas and PC, and really, we could have thrown the ball if that would have been our objective. But our objective is to line up and just win the game and move on. And again, I think we've made some plays. I think Jerron is a guy that has impressed us and shown us that he could be a big play guy for us. He's done it. Xavier didn't really have many opportunities early, and then all of a sudden Auburn, boom, he took advantage of some real opportunities, made some plays. Brandon Clear has made some big plays with his opportunities. Bryce McNeil, I think, can be a special player, and he's another guy that has shown some flashes. He's made a couple of big plays for us. Marquand has been very steady and has really, to me, been a pleasant, not surprise, but just good. It's just been good to see him have a little success. And he's ran with the ball pretty well. And forgetting who am I forgetting there? Ash, is a guy that's kind of been around here a long time. We pretty much know what we have in Terrence. Obviously did not take advantage of his opportunity that he had in the Auburn game, and that was disappointing. But he's one of those old guys that just as soon as you get ready to write him off, he'll make a big play for you. In fact, he made a huge play against Miami last year that people want to quickly forget, that I remember very well. And he's a good role player for us, and will be around, and I think will make a good contribution as the season continues to go. But Nuke Hopkins is the freshman that you just have to have your head in the sand to not recognize his ability. He's with his would have had a touchdown against Auburn. Walk-in touchdown, but ball got batted down. Defensive end made a great play for them, batted the ball down, and then made another play. But with the opportunities that he's had, he's really done a nice job. So, again, I think we got 6 guys, that have the ability to be playmakers for us. But I think that'll, again, more define itself in the next few weeks as we really get into conference play here, and we're going to have to throw the ball more to win.
On the same light there, do you wish now, or do you think more now about throwing the ball to Dwayne Allen in the third quarter, because he just disappeared in the second half of that game? In the first half, he really played well. Is there a reason, or just wasn't?
No, just we just didn't do a good job in 3 series on offense in the third quarter. We had 3 series that we just didn't help our defense out, and with some execution, but it wasn't anything that they did or anything like that. We just didn't do a very good job.
I think I read where just the region of South Florida produces more Division I football players each year than the whole state of North Carolina. Why do you think that is? Just
pick their roster up. It's incredible. It's incredible. It really is. The recruiting base that they have. Well, first of all, there's a gajillion people down there. There's a lot of folks, and there's more people in a little small radius than there are in the whole state of South Carolina. So they I don't know. Maybe we should do a study on that. Check the water, or something. Maybe there's something in the ocean down there. I have no idea, but they produce very good football players. And it's really the whole state, but that particular region, they don't have to go very far to get good players. That's for sure. And in Miami also, they do a good job. They can nationally recruit. They've got a good brand. They can go up to Ohio and get a guy, or go out to California and get a guy. But primarily,